Yeah, well, Dave, who says you have to be a box boy, right?
You don't have to.
Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Poor Dave, I always cut him off. Take
That's okay.
two.
I was
Hold
just
on, Dave.
telling
Who's
Ed not to text.
I,
No
I should
texting during the show.
I should let you. Wait, who's texting? What's going on?
Ed,
Ed, come on, bud. No, I'm joking. Wait, let's do this again. Take two. Who says you have to be a box boy?
not me.
Oh, that's all you were gonna say? Oh,
That's
jeez.
all I know. That's all I
Uh,
remember.
hey everybody, welcome to Late Horror Show. I am Dino and that is Dave. He apologizes to fans of Pepe and the Aztecs. This is we have reached an all-time low in my books. This was the worst and most awful show I have ever seen out of the series so far. And yes, listen, I know Mr. Ring was pretty bad, but this one I could have slept and I still talk about it. But
Well, I can tell you that Bo slept through the entire thing.
good for Bo. Bo knew what was going on, I think. And yes, everybody, Creature Features sucks. I like Tangelica. I like the Butler. Listen, are you there for the movies or for the fun shtick? The host sucks, and you got it handed to him on a silver platter. I wish somebody would have just given it to me and that set and everything that comes along with the word Creature Features. But yeah, that's right. If you like it, you like it. It is what it is. Hey, Lizzie Armstrong, what's going on? WTF? La Gitana, Kolchak, Mr. Ed, Connie Clary, Raj, what is going on, my friend? Good to see you. Yeah, I am a myth and a legend, pretty much. Tune the news, Andrea Black. Who else is here? Sin City Jim, I agree, not my least favorite of the series. Yeah, well, Dave doesn't agree with me either, and we'll talk about it. Hey, Nathan. But yeah, no, I was just listen. Boss Hogg couldn't save it for me. Eric Estrada. Well, why am I even bringing him up? Is he really going to save it for me? But he was actually one of the funnier things about the episode. But he played this kind of cool cat, and I do got a question
Okay,
about
do you want? Yes.
the entire episode, what it's about, and would you do that too? But go ahead. What do you got to say, Dave?
Well, the first thing I want to say is I don't think it's as bad as all that. Second of all, I enjoyed seeing the supporting cast. Third, one of the things I had written down is that it's Kolchak meets Charlie's Angels.
Because of the three ladies, yeah.
Yeah, because they're just sitting on his, desk and everything, and just,
There's Aztec lore. They were sitting on his desk. Yeah, yeah. There is some Aztec lore to this episode, and even as interesting as that is, every 52 years or so. And we'll talk about that throughout this because I thought that was a little interesting.
it was.
Because
It reminded me of the Night Strangler, where you had the guy coming up for blood every, 17
Right.
or 22 years and all of that. And the numbers got me a little confused, but
Yeah, it's all on. It's Aztecs revolved around the numbers, and their calendar was revolved around the number 52, and so let's not get into it too deep because it's a little out of what we're doing here. But yeah, I mean, I guess every 52 years, this Aztec mummy needs 5 sacrifices, 4 unwilling, and the 5th has to be willing, and that's it really, and then a lot of little things happen in between, but yeah.
But I will say IMDb has this almost as a fan favorite at
No.
at 7.5. And I'm down about a 6 to maybe 6.3.
I give this a 5. 5 out of 10
All
for
right.
me. Listen, Madge Timmons, the Air Force captain, very short period of time on this episode, but that was probably one of the best parts of the episode for me.
I think so.
She was a looker. The three girls with Eric Estrada,
All lookers.
all lookers, but they all wore these long gowns because of the Aztecs and what's revolved around that storyline, and we'll get to this is also boring to me. Do we got to continue, Dave? Hey, Harry Scott, what's going on?
It would also be nice to see. It was nice, rather, to see Vincenzo and Updike outside of the INS office.
Yes,
out in a hotel.
Yeah, we got a little bit more friskiness between Vincenzo and Kolchak again.
And the best gag on Updike later in the film.
Yeah, the stuffed gerbil. Because Kolchak goes to a taxidermist a little later on to figure out what the feathers are. Listen, this episode, man, when I saw that Aztec cuckoo chicken rooster come out and bark, 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 attack his I'm like going Pepe, and then Eric Estrada's name is Pepe, and I'm like going,
yeah,
we got a bold venture episode here with Pepe.
We did.
Very interesting, but the story really, I mean, listen, it's old. We're not giving nothing away. Eric Estrada is going to be that fifth, and we'll go into detail. We'll go. Should I not go there?
We got 3 hours left of Kolchak. That's all we've got.
I know.
So we're winding down. We're using all the props. We're using the last of the actors and authors and everything. They've all been moving on to other shows. So we're kind of sweeping the floor, turning down the lights, and that's what's happening.
Yeah, Miss Emily. Do we see her again? I think she's gone. Oh, did she?
No, she didn't.
No. Okay.
I mean, now, yes, but yeah, her desk was empty. This.
So they didn't show them give her walking papers.
No.
Oh,
but I hope she's in other episodes. Ed Stewart will let us know.
Is Ed Stewart here?
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully.
Is he? I don't.
Or is it just Ed Stathis?
Yeah, it's just Ed Stathis. I don't see Ed Stewart. But anyways, Eric Estrada is going to be the fifth victim in this episode where he's willing. And I wanted to bring this up because it's interesting question. Okay, so he was brought to this question. Hey, would you take 1 year? Should I even go for earlier? Listen,
we should probably do that later in the episode.
Okay, yeah, because it revolves around the hotel owner and stuff like that.
Yeah, we don't want to wrap this up by 5:20.
Yeah, no, but it's a good question. I want to pose to you and everybody in the chat a little bit later on. I thought it was interesting. I won't jump the gun, but let's get into it, Dave. Where do you want to start, man? We do got Boss Hogg. A little mellow Boss Hogg, We do, and we'll also have Boss Hogg in a couple episodes of Columbo coming up. Nice. Okay. You know what was the best thing about watching this episode?
The credits.
Close. But I popped over to IMDb to pull up, like I always do.
Yeah.
Just so I, know a little bit about the names and stuff like that and some of the actors. And I pulled up what was his name? Rick. Well, it doesn't matter. I pulled up one of the actors' names, and off to the right-hand side, a movie was playing. It was like an advertisement, and it was Vibes from the 80s. Starred Jeff Goldblum, Cyndi Lauper, and none other than Columbo himself, Peter Falk.
Oh, wow.
And the whole preview is Peter Falk sitting there just acting all goofy and stuff. I loved when he popped up in movies like that. And yeah, it was quite fun watching that. And Cyndi Lauper, she looked pretty good in that movie.
Well, you know who also looks good
Talk about
is
vibes.
Vicky, played by Sandra Curry.
Yes.
And she is also in an episode of Columbo, Murder of a Rock Star. It's one of the later ones.
Okay.
And she is dressed up as a police sergeant person. She's got her red hair all pulled back.
In Colombo?
Oh, yeah. She looks so good. So good.
Oh, when are we doing that one?
As soon as possible.
Okay. So where do we start with this thing? We start right off with
We're going to start at a football game.
Yeah, a couple killers, man.
Yeah. So we start off with this stock footage of this football game. And again, it's 1970s. I'm surprised they're wearing helmets.
Did I mention Creature Features sucks? Yeah, no, footage of a football game and Lenny Stray
Letters to the Late Late Horror Show.
Please do.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, go ahead. Football game.
And so all we have is this little quick football pass and interception and touchdown. And then we hear that the person who caught the ball died, like later on. And his heart was ripped out of his chest.
Yes.
Then we go to a federal building in Chicago, and there's this guy, very clean cut, but not clean cut enough to where these like sideburns are like halfway down his face.
Yeah.
So
Anderson, a military man,
has all these awards and everything, and he's walking out of his office. And again, if I had $1 million where I could just have a home, I would have a federal office wing to it. Doors, clean floors, and he hears a whistling, a flute playing.
Yeah.
And he's just about to hit the elevator. He should have hit the elevator door, but he didn't. Yeah. He goes back to the stairs, and that's the last we see of him because he is attacked by Pepe.
Yes. And if you guys know anything about Pepe on this channel, it's just an ongoing thing for many, many years. It's kind of slowed down. Haven't had any bold venture in a little while, but it's Humphrey Bogart. It's kind of an action adventure show, and Pepe is a killer rooster who he goes on a killing spree in one of the episodes, and he just, I don't know, the body count just kept going and going and going, and Pepe is a killer rooster, and I even got Pepe merchandise up on my store, but Pepe the Killer Cock. Anyways, he walks out into the stairwell and he gets attacked by this Aztec-looking metal face, rooster face thing. It was so odd. But then you see a shadow of a man playing a flute with feathers all up in his thing, and it was weird. I don't know, Dave.
It was weird. But then we get back to some reality. I always thought it was more of a slide whistle, but that's okay.
It's closer to that, but I can't get that low. Okay, God, Dave.
Maybe you should put one of these Aztec Pepe warriors in a stairwell in your Lego city.
I can do that.
All right.
You know what? Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Have Kolchak references throughout Lego land.
That would be nice. Yeah. I've got all the time in the world, Dave.
I know.
All the time in the world.
Okay. But our next scene, and they do a lot of jump scenes in this episode.
Yeah.
We go to this really cool modern hotel where there's almost like a convention going on, and there's
one boring jump scene to the next boring jump scene.
Well, that's your opinion, but it's got like all these modern like pillars underneath the hotel holding it up. So, and the architecture's like, it's kind of a green glass that's all lit up, and they're just like in this 1970s, there no smoke, but just this kind of like place where you could go and get drinks and hang out, a little lounge up area.
Yeah, it was just bizarre. DIY craft Q. This sounds like a plot for the great Coen film Q. Listen, it's a little weird, but not so much weird as boring. And then the Aztec lore and stuff, I don't know, it got very but yes, the hotel, they're at a convention, they're trying to get people for their newspaper, yeah.
Right. I wasn't sure if it was advertising or stories or
More
whatever.
circulation. If they can get a lot more newspapers into the hotel chain, or whoever else is there, I don't know. They weren't real sure, but you do get a very slow walking Vincenzo and Updike,
Well,
walking,
there's
holding their hands together, swinging.
almost. They're upset because Kolchak surprisingly is an hour and 15 minutes late.
Yes.
And he shows up. We go right into the entrance. It's almost like a casino in Las Vegas. You've got Caesar's Palace. You've got cars pulling up. If it was Dino's, it would be Lego cars, but it's not. It's Chicago.
Right.
And we've got that great Mustang, that convertible Mustang that Kolchak jumps out of. And of course, his suit is all wrinkled, so he's not even ready for this event.
No.
He gets about halfway to Kolchak and Updike, which, by the way, Updike pulls out a pipe and starts pretending to smoke it.
Oh, that was funny. He's like, yeah, people told me that I look, what did they say, sophisticated or
distinguished, something like that.
Yeah. And Vincenzo goes, they were wrong. I'm like, perfect. Tell them off.
And so then the police radio in Kolchak's car goes off, and there's been a homicide, which is the homicide in the stairwell. And he's all, I gotta go. And he jumps back into his car like he's Batman, just jumps right on top and takes off. And then we're at the federal building.
Yeah. And they're all, the police are there in the stairwell and all of that. And,
but this is where Kolchak makes a brilliant move. Elevator comes up, opens up, and he's right in this press conference. And the guy who is kind of the sergeant that we see in this episode is like, look, let me tell you what I'm going to have you write about this, because nothing like this is going to leak out. And Kolchak's all, heck with this. He hits the up button, goes up one floor and out and down the stairwell, which you would think they would have all the floors of the stairwell blocked. They don't.
Right.
And he basically trips over these two people examining this body. And by the way, Hart pulled out is down 7 steps.
Yes, that's another thing that plays into the Aztec lore. It's about tearing out the heart and sacrificing, and the numbers and the steps have relevancy in the Aztec lore, which we're not going to get into here. But it gets more steps to where the end scene they're in a stadium with a lot of steps. But yeah, did we go over Madge? Or is that right after he?
We
comes
haven't
back?
met Madge yet.
Okay, that's after the host.
When he returns back to the hotel, then we're going to be meeting Madge and Palmolive and all of that.
Okay.
However,
you're soaking in it. What?
I hated the stairwell scene because of the acoustics. It almost sounded like they were dubbing the voice.
Oh, so it wasn't me. Yes, Dave. It 100%. I thought, wait a second. This looks like this is sounding like a giallo, and look, their voices did not go with how they were filming it. And I think it's because of the echo and how the microphone was, working. And so that I got the same feeling with that, and it felt a little odd, but yeah. Trigger warning.
You would you would think that they also would have had a stairwell set in some area, but I guess they did it in a real stairwell.
Yeah, well, why not? I mean, that's good production value, right? Why build one when you could just go? Listen, 3 more episodes. Let's get a stairwell. Here we go. So yeah, I mean, it was just a basic, back and forth. I do like that when he did first come on the scene over the stairwell, he had his microphone hanging over the side, recording the 2 police officers giving details. And then he comes down and around and says, oh, I'm looking for, the convention or whatever. And they point him in the right direction. But then Captain Webster, who I didn't care for this captain.
Not really.
Yeah, like most of the rest of the show. I mean, but Captain Webster just didn't have as much oomph as the other captains. But,
right. Yeah, he didn't get upset to any specific degree or anything like that. He was just kind of there being a police captain.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't. I think we go to Madge next, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, well, our favorite part. Kolchak does come back down to the convention after he was kicked out by Captain Webster, and he's Vincenzo's going, no, no, come here, I got to introduce you to these people. He introduces him to this Air Force captain or whatever,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
Madge and I
Actually,
forget
Major Taylor.
Major Taylor. Yeah, not from Planet of the Apes. Was he a major? No, he was Captain Taylor.
No,
what?
he was a major in the film.
No, I'm talking about Planet of the Apes.
I'm
Anyways,
sorry.
something you never
I don't
seen.
have any Planet of the Apes trivia.
I know it's quite awful and a shame. I'm going to send you a poster to put on the wall for Bo. Bo would love the Planet of the Apes poster, I think. Anyways, so he's introduced to Major. What's his name?
Major Taylor
Major Taylor.
from Planet of the Apes.
And he's got a woman next to him, and he's got the who's the lady? The lady for the hotel who does my God. Public relations.
Really hated this episode.
Public relations woman is there. And
her name is Tilly.
Okay, Tilly. And the whole point, listen, this isn't a gem of a show tonight, you guys. Dave is on his game, but listen, I got up from a nap, watched the movie like half in a daze, and I said, this sucks. And that's what you're getting out of me this time. Hey, Sweet Indigo,
now,
what's going on?
If you had popped open a Yoo-hoo,
oh, it might have made the whole show
it
better.
would have made things so much better.
Ooh, chocolate clouds. Okay, anyways, I thought the interaction between the major who's trying to push that the Air Force, which Madge starts to talk about, is really becoming a great place for women. They're giving women, hello, man, the panda. They're giving women, positions of authority and everything. And he kept interrupting her. And it just, I'm like going, first of all, if this was 2024, people would be, I think they'd be rioting, Dave.
They would probably be.
Yeah, but this
we
is
can't have a Kolchak revival or a
not. They'd have to redo that whole.
Yeah,
they wouldn't even put that in, I don't think. Or if they did, the major would be Major Madge. But the major was saying, talking over Madge, and I like how the public relations Lilith, whatever her
Tilly
Tilly says, well, maybe if you allow her to speak for herself. It just was one of those interactions where it's just like, trying to show that the Air Force is, letting women get some authority and some position and work their way up. And this guy was kind of an a-hole, but
but not Tilly, but Captain Madge, she was quite adorable. She
Madge was.
At this point, she's right around, the actress is about 30 years old. She's wearing one of those really cool Air Force hats.
Yeah.
And, girl in uniform. Hey.
Yeah, looking sexy. Yeah.
And then behind them comes Eric Estrada.
With
his harem.
Oh boy. But hey, Bobby Lee, let me tell you really quick, when Eric Estrada, who plays Pepe Torres, he is a vice president of this hotel. Okay. And for a reason, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But he's like a hippie guy in this, like, it is the 70s, so he's got this very colorful pimp-like, suit on. He's got 3 girls around him, and he's like, hey, man, I don't know why he was talking like Cheech and Chong, but he's like, dude, man, what's going on?
Yeah, and I don't like the way he was talking.
No, it was like really a little bit overboard. But it was Eric Estrada, and I would have rather him come on his motorcycle, pull right into hotel on his, you
Yeah,
know.
he could have just been this kind of badass type of person.
Yeah, California Highway Patrol. You know, I don't know. So, did I tell you I'm building the Nightmare Before Christmas Lego set here?
You know what? I saw you did like a 2.5-hour stream yesterday.
Yeah, that was crazy. I just got sick of it and said, I'm done. Hey, submit, obey. I mean, Yibo Timbus. Listen, I have to say that every time we come in. Happy Sunday. I remember this actor reminds me of Columbo. Eric Estrada?
No.
Which one? Who are you talking about, Yibo? Good to see you, Yibo. Or Yabo? I think, is it?
And did you say hello to Sweet Indigo?
Oh, of course I did. Yeah, sweet. Oh, and Raj says, Dino, I recently discovered the radio play of that incredible haunted house movie from 1949, The Uninvited. How come you didn't tell me you had this too? I love that radio. Raj, one of the things I can't. I'm done explaining myself. I mean, I can say it over and over and over, and I have. The channel's got just about everything you can possibly want. I'd say it's your one-stop shop for old time radio. And if you go through the entire 5 years of 12-hour streams every single night, 7 days a week, you will find hidden gems in every single one of those streams. Okay. And that particular one, yes, is a fantastic episode. And I'm glad you're going through them and finding them, because you can go on the channel page and look back on the videos. Anyways, Eric Estrada, yeah, pimping it up.
I'm going to give you a shout out for your 5 years of 12-hour streams. Damn good audio.
Well, thank you. Yes. Also, yeah, always working on trying to fix the audio and make it sound good, and all that good stuff. Hey, Tony Horror Writer. Not to mention that there was a 5 years before the old time radio where I did all kinds of stuff for 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I would be on talking about horror movies, joking around, doing what me and Dave do, kind of in a different way. But there's 10 years on this channel almost now, man. Unbelievable. Consistently.
We should put a
Creatures Features stinks.
A candle right in the top of Pumpkinhead there.
Nice. Oh, and I should say, yes, we should. And thank you for listen. We are growing pretty good this past month, 2 months. We've reached 175,000 subscribers.
Oh,
so thank you all for the new people that are out there, and yeah, thank you guys for. Maybe I will make it to 200,000. I said, who knows? I don't know if I'll make it there, but maybe I will.
Hey, if Linda Moulton Howe can, you can too.
Well, Linda Moulton Howe, I mean, that's a whole different ball game. But
I don't think so.
No, okay, I agree with you, but and I am. Listen, the Paranormal Into the Night is going to go 4 days a week, very, very near in the future. I'm not sure exactly when near, but yeah, lots of stuff going on. Am I still new, Manda Panda? Borderline. I mean, within the past 6 months, right? You haven't been here longer than 6 months, have you, Manda Panda? Let's see. Eric Estrada from Chips coming up. We've talked about him already. 2112 Bangkok. Hey, what's going on? Good to see you. So yes, we're right there right now.
That's actually say it. I won't say it.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
No, it's fine. So he's got his 3 chicks coming through, and he
does. And I would just like to say I joined the channel when there were less than 100 subscribers.
Oh yeah, and listen, no, Dave was here almost 10 years ago. So when the channel started, and he's been here ever since, and now he's on here over a year doing a show with me. So yeah, thank you, Dave.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. 10 years ago, what did we look like 10 years ago? 10 years younger? I do believe so.
What can we tell
Yes, I this
10
much.
years in the future?
Hey, look who makes an appearance after all of this time. Hey,
Oh, Darren
it's
Garcia.
been a while. Yeah, Darren Garcia, good to see you.
Cheers.
Good evening. I made it just in time to catch the end. LOL, you can do this. 200,000. Thank you, Darren Garcia. Been a while since I've seen you in chat, but I know some people are always around. They just, step back a little bit. 6 months is not B. Pseudoscientist. Listen, with the name pseudoscientist, type that a little bit better, please. just saying. Thank you for being here, pseudoscientist. That means I'm a scientist.
Maybe it's Graham Hancock.
Well, listen, if it is, I want you to come on. Let's talk.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I would love to talk to Graham Hancock. And
Especially for that second series of his Netflix show. I can't wait.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to catch up on that. Meanwhile, season 5 of Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch just ended, and we got to wait till season 6 for new material. Dave.
Oh, that's horrible. I've been waiting day after day for Oak Island season 12.
Over a decade of Oak Island.
So good.
And
so
Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch. Oh boy. Okay. Anyways, come on, Dave. Let's talk about.
All right. Eric Estrada has walked behind, and he starts picking up on the Air Force chick, and she's kind of kind of interested, but not interested. And his harem takes him off down the road. But then we have a cutscene into the Captain Madge's hotel room.
This is interesting. I'm sorry. A species with amnesia, according to Graham.
Yes.
Us?
Yes. Because that's one of his taglines. We forget that our past is the idea.
Yes. Okay. That's okay. I got you. Because I would say us as a species, amnesia plays a role in us forgetting what, past lives,
Sure.
Why do we forget anyways, we're not doing a paranormal show here. We're trying to joke on, talk about Kolchak this week. Dave. Yeah, he's hitting on Madge.
All right. He's hitting on Madge, walks away, cutscene. We're up in Madge's hotel room.
Oh, and she's combing
Best
her hair.
part of the entire thing.
Oh, geez. Sorry, I'm a little worked up, Dave. Oh, man. Okay, let me continue. Sexiest comb.
She does
the hair
a
scene
Marsha Brady where she's just combing her hair.
Oh, my God. This is like a little droplet of ginger ale. I'll get that.
Aye.
Am I wrong, though? Have you ever seen a girl comb her hair more sexy than Madge did?
It is pretty good.
And I swear to God, it seemed like it lasted for 10 minutes, Dave.
Yeah, but it was only like
I was rewinding it.
3 strokes through the hair. That was about it.
No, I think I was rewinding it. Maybe.
Yeah. And so then we've got the whistling again. You can kind of hear it low. Almost, it's weird. It's kind of like one thing that did bother me about this episode is that when you started to hear the flute playing, it was like, is that just the normal soundtrack of the TV show, or is that like the Aztecs coming to get her?
Yeah, was it the soundtrack? Mr. Ed Staff has been around for 4 years. Okay, yeah. In 2 years, you started talking. Has it been 2 years you've been chatting, Ed? Jeez, man, slow down time. Yes, and I did spill my, inspired the creep. Hey, look at Dave. Kolchak, the Night Stalker, inspired the creation of the X-Files.
I had no idea.
Huh. Listen, Bobby Lee, I know you're new. I think we covered that on the very first talk of Kolchak.
I'm almost waiting for someone to pop into the chat and say, so, are we going to watch the show? Or are we just going to listen to these two guys?
Are we watching this? Are we watching this episode or what's going on?
And WTF Horror and Sci-Fi has just thrown out a word that I don't even know.
Diegetic.
Is that what happens after I eat pizza?
Well, just from the word itself, diegetic sounds like an old intestinal stomach.
Didn't L. Ron Hubbard write that book?
Probably.
Diegetics.
Yes, and it had to do with diet and everything else.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, WTF, bringing in some Scientology. We'll stop there. I never say the whole word.
And all of a sudden, the channel starts losing members.
I tell you. Ed, I've been on longer. Yeah, no, Connie's been here a long time. Look for a Ford Maverick in almost every episode of Kolchak. Diegetic, when characters in the movie hear the music that you hear as a viewer. WTF, you got
It's amazing.
too much information up there. Well, I guess you can't have too much information. Well, thank you. I am going to second guess you and look that up, because that's quite odd and weird that you'd have that information. Go ahead. Dave.
Well,
or should I go ahead? Or should you?
No, I'll do it so we can actually get done.
Oh yeah. Oop, zip.
Thanks.
But I'm still her silky gray. Go ahead, Dave.
That was nice.
Yeah.
All right. So then Pepe rushes in.
Gets attacked.
Gets attacked again. And
hecks her.
And what's bothersome here is that she doesn't get killed in the hotel room. She gets killed out in a park. Like they have to take her to the park because that's where the stairs are.
Well, that's the weird thing. Diegetics by Rana. That's a weird thing because she opens the door. Dianetics is that the actual word?
No, it's Dianetics.
Yeah, that's what Bangkok says. 2112. Bangkok.
Hello, Raj.
I've been there before.
How are you?
2112. Professor Dave is not saying hi back to me. I said that. No, Raj is learning English, I think, and all that good stuff. So you're typing it pretty good, Raj. So she gets attacked at the door, and the flute player's there, and then they must drag her out to the steps.
I'm guessing.
And throw her down. Nobody saw two strange Aztec warriors.
Chickens.
Yeah. With a screaming woman.
And a screaming woman. I think, but someone hears the screaming woman because that's who calls the police. On the police radio, Kolchak is driving, and I loved his quote. He says, "I should have tuned out my police radio and tuned in some Duke Ellington."
Nice.
But he hears that there's a woman screaming in the park. He heads out there, and the police show up at just the right time. They're right ahead of Kolchak. Kolchak takes a bad turn, and his car hits part of the curb, So it kind of screws up the transmission or underneath side of the car, the muffler, I guess. And then the police hear some rustling, probably chickens, and they run away from the dead body. And Kolchak is there, click, click, click. And then here comes another chicken. The head chicken hits him with his wing, and
he pecks him and goes, bark, 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 and Kolchak goes down. Cold. Peck from this. You know what? Okay, I know who the people are. Wait, hold on. What's going on?
Darren Garcia.
Oh, geez. Do I gotta? Kolchak was actually the inspiration for Alf.
That's funny.
Sweet Indigo, member for 13 months. Level 1 support. I've been here for 13 months and still loving it. Well, thank you, Sweet Indigo. You're always going to be entertained here, good or bad. Some people don't like to be entertained. Some people don't like to laugh or giggle.
Dino doesn't on Sunday nights, watching Kolchak episode 17.
Well, this one, yeah. Listen, I'm being a little outrageous, but listen, it is on at the bottom, Dave, for me.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry you put it about midway. That's not right.
About midway for me.
It
was enjoyable to where I didn't even have to turn it off and come back to it. I wanted to watch it. I was intrigued.
I walked away 30 minutes and came back, and I don't think I missed a beat.
I don't think you did either.
Yeah. Much love, Sweet Indigo.
But I love it.
You guys are cracking me up. Well, listen, some people come to YouTube. I know, Dave. Listen, that's what I do. Interrupt you.
I got to make sure I
could
put a
mute
thumbs
you.
up for us, because that may be the only one we get.
Oh, geez. Okay. Yeah, you let me know when you see how many thumbs up. Yeah, people like to come to YouTube sometime just for the facts. Just give me the facts. I come here for fun and to hang out with my friends. So that's all I do. How many thumbs up, Dave? Oh, you're muted.
I'm sorry, I didn't want it to play while I was looking. I thought I was being professional.
You were.
72 thumbs up.
Holy Moses.
That is what I thought. And there's like 46 people watching. I don't know how many people are paying attention.
I think they like the. Thank you, guys.
You know where we should have posted this?
Where?
The Eric Estrada fan club.
Oh, no, I don't want to join that. I can't join the Eric Estrada. Oh, you're part of the fan club of Eric Estrada.
He was in a fantastic Andy Sedaris film, The Trigger Picasso. He was on Chips.
Never heard of it before in my life.
He was
fantastic. Okay, yeah. I'll be looking for that later. Your chicken sound needs some work. Oh my God. What? That's a pretty darn good chicken. What are you talking about, Mr. Ed?
What is our friend's name who is blind here? Is it Gigi?
Gigi, yeah.
He would be thinking, "Oh my God, there's chickens somewhere in this room."
Gigi, are you out there? If Gigi was, she'd say hello. Anyways, hey, Night Fright, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. So where the heck we at? They throw her down on the steps. He came out. Yeah, he gets knocked.
Okay. This is the greatest part ever. So he's being woken up by this ambulance person. And he says, "Dude, you've got a concussion. We need to get you to the hospital."
A paramedic, Dave.
He goes, "I don't want anyone x-raying my head. There's dark thoughts in there."
There's dark thoughts in there. Yeah, there's things I don't want to. Well, I mean, he's covered a lot of monsters and murders and stuff, so I can see that. Excellent chicken sound. Thank you, Darren Garcia. Yeah, I'm a master of voices, is what I am. Master by that much. Sandy, what do you? Okay, I'm not going to do my impressions. Come on, Dave. So he's got dark thoughts, and by the way, the ambulance person is a paramedic.
Sorry.
People
in California, there are EMTs.
Oh yeah, but you could have used that too. But we probably lost a couple people just because you said ambulance person.
I mean,
we need to be on our game.
I was trying to be gender neutral and all that. So
okay, well, thank you.
You're welcome. So we're going to head back to the hotel because that's where the police investigation is going.
That's what I say once a week. I'm heading back to the hotel. I'm sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
He thinks that he's ahead of the police, knowing that she had a room at the hotel, but they're already there and they've got everything blocked. He can't go down the hallway, but he sees the guy who is in the red jacket serving, and he's all, "I'm going to do exactly that." So rushes down to the basement, changes into I don't know, what do you want to call them?
Wait staff.
No,
good. Yeah.
And he has his, like the chicken dinner up above his head. He's not dead yet. And he's walking down the aisle, and we go back to Vincenzo and Updike, and they're all, "Hey, is that Kolchak?" "Yes, it is." And it's like, I mean, when Vincenzo and Updike can identify you.
I'm sorry. Derek Garcia. Oh no. Someone call 911. I need an ambulance person.
Get a new co-host.
I'm dying over here. Oh, I don't think I've laughed that hard. I'm losing it. Okay, Dave, we're done. Go on.
That may have been the funniest part of the episode.
I think that's what. Listen, that's to say. I gotta say, I won't forget that in a while. Thank you, Darren.
So
Okay, so yeah, listen. When Kolchak's trying to get by them, Vincenzo was letting him like, hey, maybe he's onto something, and he does let him go back.
well, unfortunately, he's like, shut up, Vincenzo, and the police guy sees him and they run after him. He runs down to the basement, ditches his clothes, grabs the old clothes, his seersucker suit, and heads into a storage room.
Cold storage, where one of the three girls lock it up.
Now, I had a question here. Did you think that the one of the three girls actually saw Kolchak, or was he just like, moving behind that post and those boxes undetected?
I think at that point he was undetected,
Okay.
because she did not look his way. She immediately went over to where the police officer was, or the security guard, whatever. And when he snuck in, she ends up going and padlocks it because there's important stuff in there, as Kolchak will let us know in about 2 seconds. We got a Aztec mummy in there, Dave.
We do.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one too. I don't know if they got that from another set, a movie or something, but it looked pretty good.
That was really a good prop. And I love how Kolchak goes around and knocks on all the drums and everything like that. And then he finds this, basically unsealed wooden casket type of thing.
Yeah, it takes the casket off, and here it's that. There's a name for this mummy, but when he goes later on and gets all that information, that guy who knew everything threw out so many different names. I had no idea what he was talking about, Dave. And I was trying to, I even went back a couple to try to write it down. If you wrote it down, you're pretty good.
No, there's only one that he talked about that I knew, which was Quetzalcoatl. And I can't even say that correctly, but there were so many others, and they were just rambled off so quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, this would have been a good, and like what was surprising was Kolchak was just writing him down like, oh yeah, like he was speaking English, and it's just like, dude, I don't even know how to spell these words.
Right. Yeah. No, it was a little complicated. But the mummy in there is the mummy that he has this big golden or silver, I don't know, it didn't look, whatever it is, over his face, which looked really, really cool. But he's in there. And I think the three women, Eric Estrada and the hotel owner, we find out that Andrews, the owners of the hotel, the family line goes back 100 years on the property in the area. They changed their name to Andrews, and they bought the land or whatever and the hotel, because these deaths happen every 52 years. So 52 years ago, 100 years ago, whatever, same thing happened. And Andrews is behind it. They, with their Aztec heritage, I guess. Right, Dave? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's when they end up coaxing the.
But that's where I kind of lost it a little bit, wondering how Eric Estrada came in.
Yeah.
Was he part of the Andrews family?
No, I think they
did just get, because he was the person who wanted this, did he just get promoted from the outside because these people were Aztecs and they knew what he did?
Yeah, I think the whole point is the first four, no, they don't know they're getting killed. They're just victims. But the fifth person, they have to get somebody willing to sacrifice themselves. So that fifth person has to sacrifice themselves. Hello, Blue Eyes. Blue eyes blowing in the wind. No, blue eyes don't blow in the wind. No. But they sparkle like the sun. Good to see you, Blue Eyes. Colchacine. What? What? Montezuma's ex. What the? Anyways. Oh my God, I lost my train of thought.
That's okay.
We're
talking about the mummy. We're talking about Eric Estrada and their ties into the Andrews family.
Yeah, I think they need. Listen, they know what they're doing by now. They're looking for a victim, and it was Eric Estrada who technically lived with his mom, he said, was a box boy. And again, there's nothing wrong with being a box boy. But nevertheless, his life sucked.
Oh yeah.
So, and this was the question. I might as well get to it.
Let's
now.
do that now.
Let me ask Dave, and let me ask the people in the chat. If you're confronted by somebody who has all the power in the world to give you the best year of your life, money, women, whatever you want for 1 year, but after that 1 year, you need to sacrifice yourself for whoever, you know what I mean? Would you do that? I mean, my question is it's easy for me. I mean, I thought that was kind of a dumb thing, but I guess there are people that probably would do that. Their life sucks so much that give me the best year of my life and I'll take it. But what about the other 70 or 80 years of your life?
I think it depends how old you are.
Why? Well, that's true too, Dave. If I'm 80 years old and I fit the bill, yeah,
if
maybe.
You've got a cancer diagnosis, if you've got, these horrible things, that may be something to take. But I think it's more of a deal with the devil. And I'm like, no, I'm going to pass on that. It's kind of like the guy we saw earlier on with the Robert Palmer character. With the dog, the demon dog.
Okay, yeah.
Where he became the politician and he just turned into a dog on occasion.
Yes.
The Devil's Platform, that was the episode.
Devil's Platform, yeah. He just showed up wherever, yeah.
Yeah, and that doesn't appeal to me at all.
Okay.
Because I already have a great life and women and money and jobs and all of that, and I just stepped down on Sunday nights to be a part of this.
Right. Yeah. No, listen, I get it, but I just thought that was just a interesting thing, 1 year out of your entire life, and Eric Estrada seemed like a handsome guy, who could get the women. It doesn't matter if you're a box boy or whatever. Listen, unless who knows, but yeah, it's silly, but I thought I'd ask it. Anyways, thank you, Connie Clary. Raj says, Dino, I have some important ideas that I need to relate to you. Yes, you have an incredible, complete channel with a variety of content, but many people, including subscribers, don't know about it. Yeah, no, I know, Raj. I try to tell people all the time. There's a vast library. There were people who came on the channel and thought that once the stream was done overnight, it's gone. You never see it again. YouTube saves every stream every single night. But anyways, Dave, continue.
All right. Last we left, Kolchak was locked up in the cold storage.
Yes.
The mummy.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts screaming, help me, anyone. Well, the police show up and they take him up to the PR office. And the PR office woman, Tilly, just says, you can go away, officers. I'll handle this.
Yeah, no need to press any charges. Yeah, he's good.
And then Tilly
even offered him a Reuben sandwich.
Oh yeah, I would have taken that. I was really hungry.
I would have too. Yeah, I'm like, man, I could go for one of those.
But then she starts ripping on Eric Estrada, whose office is right across the hallway.
Yes.
And then she starts ripping on him, calling him a pretty boy, a monumental dummy, and the guy in charge of the flute.
Because she didn't understand why he was vice president.
Right.
She just didn't get it, and I get that too. She said, I don't want to hear about it. So I thought you guys sold your soul to the devil for this fabulous vlog. I don't know what that means, John. Don't know what that means at all. Anyway, so yeah, they leave, and then aren't they back at the newspaper?
Yes, we have done gargoyles, but I was a lot different back then. I was bigger. I wore a tank top and kind of bald, and I went by the name Ted. Yeah. So Ted and Dino did gargoyles, but you need to just search gargoyles on the channel.
Yeah.
and it'll come up, and it's a great review.
Yes. If you go back, you name the old horror movies and we've done it. Salem's Lot. Me and Ted did a 3-hour discussion on Salem's Lot. There's just so much in the back catalog. So yeah.
All the Universal horror movies.
Oh, yes.
And since we're at closing in on top of the hour, I'm going to bring up.
And we got to get to this movie too. I mean, the end of this show soon. Yeah.
We do. We'll get there.
I think a half hour we can get through the rest of this. Yeah.
I'm just trying to find where we are next week. We're going to be doing The Prisoner, A, B, and C.
Can't wait.
2 weeks from today, we're going to be joined by the Colombo Confab people, Steve and Sean. We're going to be discussing Murder by Death. And then 3 weeks from tonight, October 13th, Dino and I are going to be doing a top 10. It's our first top 10 we've ever done together. Yeah. And it's going to be on movies for Halloween.
Yeah, top 10. I put top 10 horror movies for Halloween. Same difference. I mean, if you got something that's, I don't even know. Well, Burbs is kind of comedy, but comedy horror. So that fits the bill. But anyways, go ahead.
And then we'll do another Kolchak, the Nightly Murders, and then October 27th, our Halloween show. We didn't have enough Sundays in October, so the very first Sunday of November, we're going to be doing a Ghost to Ghost with Art Bell. Not with Art Bell, since he's dead, but we're going to be doing his show of Ghost to Ghost.
Yes, there you go. Raj. No, Darren Garcia. Yeah, no, Raj is a really awesome person. He's a big supporter and loves the channel, and I can't say enough. Much love, Raj. He's always trying to help. I don't do any of those types of things because like advertising, I would never advertise much like on Facebook. I think it's a waste of money. It just comes organically on YouTube. If people search it up and the algorithm pushes it, there are techniques and stuff, and I try my best to use the best techniques and stuff to do what I do. That's what works. But anyways, and of course, Darren's kidding. Darren's been around a long time. My God, I think you're going on for 5 years, maybe 5 years. When you are not doing overnight, Sweet Indigo says, I go into the vault to find something I never seen before. There's enough in your archive to keep me busy for the next 20, 30 years. Yes, Sweet Indigo. That's exactly it. No need to go anywhere else. I think the fun thing, because I know people like the live and the interaction, but a fun thing to look on some of the past ones is like 3 years ago. And so I saved the live chats during the Old Time Radio stream. So the whole 12 hours, you get to see, people who have passed on now, like RTN Productions, Dennis, who I miss. Calfart, another one, yeah. A lot of people who they were there chatting. It's fun seeing who was chatting 3 years ago because every year it changes. There's a constant rotation with a few people who are there from the start, So, but there is a rotation, People move on and stuff. So the chat is always there too, and it's always fun. Now we got 30 minutes to get through the rest of Kolchak.
We also have 30 minutes to get another 24 thumbs up because we're only at 76. We only got 4 thumbs up in the last 30 minutes.
Oh, hit that thumbs up button, please. We always try to get to 100 thumbs up. If you're passing on by, like this, hit that thumbs up button if you like it. It's right underneath the video. You see the big thumb. Hit it, thumbs up, and all that good stuff. And never forget Dave's link to his channel is down in the description too below. He does gardening
with Bo
the cat, the paranormal cat. And yeah, go give him a subscribe. Yeah. So there you go. Lizzie, it's a lovely channel. And folk. Music or people? Oh, people. Good people. Yes. Miss Denny RTN Productions. So do I. Yes. Okay, let's get through this. Let's go. Come on.
All right. So we jump across the hallway and we meet Eric Estrada, and he's just kind of kicked back with this big office, and he's playing the flute, and he's got 3 women sitting on all the corners of the desk, and they're just like amazing. This is where I wrote down Charlie's Angels. Their
Yeah.
names are Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria. No, I'm sorry. They are Nina, Lorna, and Vicky. And as soon as Kolchak
Vicky was the leader. Yeah.
as soon as Kolchak starts mentioning the basement and what he found there, they basically, the one girl gets up and she opens the door and she goes, Mr. Torres, thanks you for your time.
Yeah.
You know,
Time
and he's
for
all
you
like,
to leave, Kolchak.
okay.
Yeah. Kicks him out. Yeah.
So
Good old Vicky. In her Aztec garb. She had like a little
Yeah.
dress with a little, yeah.
I liked it.
I did too.
So Kolchak takes the elevator all the way down to the basement. He's going to go double check that he saw the Aztec person, and he breaks open the lock with a axe, which I am surprised it's right next to the door.
Right.
Today, that would be a very scary thing to have an axe so accessible.
There's a lock there. Let's have the exit. Yeah.
Spider webs are still everywhere, but the crate where the Aztec warrior mummy is gone.
Yep. It's moved. And I guess it's going on tour, some kind of exhibit.
Probably.
That's what they say. Or at least the museum guy. Listen, I don't even know who that museum guy was. I put down public relations for... No, that's not it. Who was the guy that he went to go see and ask all that information?
Well, first he went to the taxidermist.
Okay, so yeah.
And then later he's going to go meet a university professor who does more of a talk.
Okay, so yeah, he goes to see Boss Hogg to find out about the feathers. And Boss Hogg is all offended because he's pressed and he's like, you think down upon us taxidermists, you know, and think of, Boss Hogg, kind of talking. It's not really Boss Hogg though. He's very subdued. It's very strange to see. I like the Boss Hogg on Dukes of Hazzard better.
I do too.
Yeah.
But you'll like him in Columbo as well.
Oh yeah.
He plays in 2 Columbo episodes. One, he's murdered, and the other, he plays this really cool hippie who stands next to Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash. Nice. Okay. But basically, he's just there at the taxidermist to find out about the feathers, and he finds out that they're from parrots in like that region down there.
But this is where I kind of had a question. I'm thinking like, parrots have feathers like this, and like he's bringing feathers that are like a foot long, and it should have been like said then, like this is a giant species of parrot.
Right. Yeah. But that's it. I mean, he doesn't really learn much. I mean,
nobody buys the gerbil.
He buys well, he does go over and look at the book about that region's anthropology, I think the book said. And he was looking over Boss Hogg's shoulder. I don't call him by his Boss Hogg. And he's going, okay. And then they cut scene. But then that's when he finds out about, the Aztecs and that it has to do something with that, and ends up going to see that museum caretaker or whatever.
Well, we head back to the INS office first.
Okay. Yes. But with the gerbil.
Yeah. And this is
Gotta
where
write it off.
he's got to get Vincenzo. Here's my receipt. It's $25. It was the least expensive thing.
82 thumbs up. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you.
18 more. Thank you.
And he's going through where he's actually at Vincenzo's desk, going through his personal phone book, and he's trying to find this guy.
Trying to get a bunch of numbers.
Just paint one or a silver shamrock to put near the door. Okay. And so anyway, he is trying to tell Vincenzo, you need to print this story. You need to get these allegations out because people are going to trust you, Tony. And Tony's all like, I don't think so, Kolchak. Give me my address book and get out of my office. And as he leaves, he goes on the other side of the window, and we see him at Updike's desk. He puts down the gerbil, covers it with a piece of paper, and then he leaves. Updike comes in and turns over to open the page. Like, you can't see this gigantic mound over the page. And he's like,
it just goes back. I was expecting him to like scream or something like that, but he didn't.
I'd expect if it was Kramer, from Seinfeld. We haven't had a Seinfeld reference. Kramer would have just like, gone all over. He'd end up on the floor and
you go, oh,
just like with You Silly Jerry.
Sure. Anyways, yeah. The Dollar Tree has the best Halloween decorations than TJ Maxx. Their competition with each other. Who's got the best dollar decorations for Halloween? Yeah. Okay, so continue.
Then we're headed to the Mexico Council.
Okay, that's what I was waiting for.
Where we've got the picture of the mummy, a painting of the mummy on the wall.
So it's just the Mexican Council, where they have museum pieces and stuff in there.
It's a cultural place, yeah, but the head guy is gone on vacation. And so this is like the assistant. He doesn't know anything. And he suggests that Kolchak go to the university where they're having a talk on Quetzalcoatl.
Yes, Professor Rodriguez is doing a like a tour, but he's having kind of like a party there and stuff like that. I don't know, something like that. They're all having drinks and cold cuts. Man, I'm getting hungry, Dave.
I started out hungry.
Oh, boy. You should be in a bad mood then. Your stomach's going... Okay.
So the professor was also in a Columbo episode.
Okay.
Called A Friend Indeed, which is a pretty decent episode, by the way.
Nice. Okay. So we head to Professor Rodriguez, where he's having this big old shindig, and there's Aztec stuff up all on the wall. There's people there, and he comes in as press, and this is where he gets all the information about Aztecs, the number 52, and he even
took a while. And this part, I don't know if I liked or not. I think the professor was trying to pick up on all the women in the room who were eating the cold cuts. And
you mean Rodriguez?
Yeah, Kolchak kept getting in his way, and he's all like, "You're harshing my gig, Kolchak."
Yeah, you're cramping my style.
And he's all, well, tell me the story of all this ancient Aztec lore.
There's people, you guys are throwing me off in the chat. What the heck is going on with the talk? Dino, are we having a Halloween party this year? I missed the last one. Yes, we'll have one. Yes. Whether anybody shows up on the stream in costume is a different story. But anyways, I'll announce that shortly. But yeah, he's cramping his style, and then he's persistent, Kolchak is, and he has Rodriguez kind of explain to him everything. And I do like the idea. He kind of says there's a rebirth at the millennium of the Aztecs, kind of what the calendar and what all this is about, the sacrifice stuff, the year 2027. And I look back, and this episode aired in February something 1974.
Right.
And it was not quite, it was 50 years ago. 51? It was 51. So they missed a year. So I don't, unless it was filmed maybe it was filmed a different. Okay. So anyways, 52 years later would be 2027. I'm curious to see what's going to happen, Dave.
I am too.
You think we're IMDb? Oh, I am too.
Mm-hmm.
That was a new website given. So, okay. 2027, really, really close. I wonder if there is going to be a rebirth or a resurgence of the Aztecs.
I don't know. I'll be having a birthday that year, though.
Really? Okay. It might be your last year, Dave. No?
Don't say that.
Well, because of the Aztecs are going to take over the earth.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You think they'll come peacefully? And
once they see the price of everything, they'll be all like, dude, like, no, thank you.
You don't think
be able to get eggs for 2 wampum, and now there are 5 wampum.
That's for everything, Dave.
I
we won't get
apologize
into
to all
that.
the fans of the Aztecs for this episode.
Cocoa Pebbles was $2.39 4 years ago. This is like almost $5 now.
Whew.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyways, 2027, vote for Aztecs. Yes, Darren Garcia. I won't be dressed up, but I'll probably be there. Sounds good, Harry. Part twi because I gotta tomorrow. I will go to the Halloween Spirit stores tomorrow to find some decorations. Sweet Indigo. Okay, good. Okay, Dave. Yes,
All right. So I want to go ahead and go to the next scene, which was also one of my favorite scenes because it was totally a Hollywood lot. And it totally had nothing to do with the entire episode. Is this car, and again, I love the 70s cars, right? So it's dark. You almost see fog going through the street. And there's this damsel in distress. The car hood is up, and she's just all forlorn.
It's
and
Vicky. It's Vicky.
It is Vicky. And
that police officer that was up garden, whatever.
Yeah, because Kolchak was going to write an article about him because he was such this great guy, right? And so again, he's like actually on the way to get some type of award, and he pulls over to help, and Pepe and his band of chickens attack.
It's exactly what it looks like. Yes, it looked like, and they come running after him.
Where were they hiding? They were like across the street.
Yeah, I don't know. The cop coming to her. I mean, I guess she just kind of kept his eyes straight forward.
Officer down is all I got to say.
Yep. And they kind of got him, and I guess he's going to be put down farther on the steps.
He is the fourth victim. And the last one, spoiler, but we do need the Eric Estrada willing person victim.
Yes. And the one thing we forgot to mention, which is very important, when he was talking to Professor Rodriguez about the Aztecs and all that, them making the sacrifices, that fifth sacrifice needs to be, if the mummy is up past midnight and sees Venus coming into the sky from behind the moon, that'll technically kill them, is what he said.
Right. And I think that's supposed to happen like 10 minutes after midnight.
Yeah, which that's kind of weird, Dave, right?
It was very odd.
Venus is always in the sky, but just when it becomes visible, I mean, what does it shoot? Some kind of Venus, flares?
I think they're called rays.
Well, or flares.
Okay.
Yeah, sun throws out flares. Right?
Right.
But that's technically part of the sun, so.
But that would be,
maybe you're right, rays.
Gas giant would be.
Yeah. No, you're right, rays. Let's go with rays.
All right.
So Venus light rays kill the mummies, and if they don't make it, we're losing them fast. Let's
maybe Pepe's attacking them.
I'll shut up and let Dave speak. Okay, so I just wanted to get that in. If Venus appears in the sky, before that fifth willing victim. But let's talk about the fifth willing victim, Dave.
All right, let's go ahead and get to the sports arena because that kind of wraps up the show. As far as all right, Rocco. So we're at the sports arena, and they took way too long at the sports arena.
85 thumbs up. I'm just so disappointed.
Because Kolchak gets there, and he walks into the scene, and you would expect the theme from Rocky to be playing. But no, it doesn't. And so he's just standing there, and he scans the entire arena, and there's nothing.
And you know what I would do if I was a millionaire?
Have an arena?
Yes.
Well, that's cool.
Just to walk in and do like Kolchak did, and maybe have some boxing bouts and play some basketball. But I'd like an arena.
No hockey?
I can do anything in there. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Circus? Okay, go ahead. Oh, no. It's okay. Marx Brothers goes to the circus is pretty good, too.
Okay.
Charlie Chan goes there once, too. Warner Owens.
He does.
Yeah.
But then Kolchak begins to hear the music, and the Dianetics thing that was mentioned. So
Diegetic.
he goes down and he sees two of the chickens pulling out a stretcher,
Two of the chickens full of.
and which is just odd, right?
Yeah.
And so then he heads back there, and Eric Estrada is like standing there. He's got the big plume of things.
Yeah, he sneaks in. And he's like watching Vicky, and well, the girls come in together. But yeah, Eric Estrada just like walk in like a statue, like a golem.
Right.
How
I was expecting
dramatic.
Kolchak to knock over a chair or something like that to be, alert them to his presence.
Right. But I'm not going to knock over a chair. Say, not going to happen. Say.
Doesn't happen in this
Rocco
episode.
doesn't do that. Say. Listen, Rocco. Okay, go.
But they prepare this drink for him.
Oh, it's a fantastic.
And he's got Pepe.
It's got lidocaine in it and all that.
Yeah, he's got Pepe tattooed on his chest.
Yeah.
And then he's just about to drink it, and Kolchak says, "I wouldn't do that if I were you." And then they have this like civil conversation.
They have a civil conversation. They do, yes. He's kind of telling Kolchak why is he doing. That's where the story unfolds. They gave me a year. I don't want to go back to being a box boy. What's wrong with being a box boy? But and Kolchak's trying to say, listen, I don't think that's a good deal on your part. I mean, who says you got to go through with it? You know what I mean? So, he takes and drinks it, and the three women are there, and the two chicken people are bringing him out, holding one arm each,
Well, I think he also has to drink the liquid because it numbs the pain of having his heart removed.
Yeah, but he seemed with it, whatever drug he took. I mean, he seemed to be with it. I said hi to William, didn't I? Hey, William.
Oh, William.
So yeah, they're basically walking him up to the, what is that? The altar? What do you put?
Make an altar, but why wouldn't they have made the altar in the middle of the hockey rink instead of up like in the stands?
Because it needs to be on steps. The number of steps.
All right, you're right.
It was the 9th day that the one victim and they were on the 9th step, something like that. It is weird numbers. I don't know.
I got you.
But, yeah. So he's walking up there, and I love that he gets up on the board. Not the board. It looks like a concrete. What do you sacrifice somebody on? An altar.
You had mentioned it earlier. Altar.
Yeah. Okay. So he's, Eric Estrada lays down, and then right before the guy who I guess is Andrew, the owner of the hotel, the president, who we only see him here in his garb, get up, and he's going to go down and take out the heart, and he goes, "No, I'm not doing this," and he rolls over and he takes off running.
And we don't hear from him again, except we do in the epilogue. But he's like taken off. He was in pretty good shape, so I think he outbeat the chickens, because chickens, they have the three. Back,
Can you imagine the two chickens running around with, and Eric Estrada's going, "I'm out of here," and then the motorcycle. But I thought what was cool was the very
Mike
ending
Post
here.
would be so proud of you.
Who would?
Mike Post.
Oh, thanks.
He did all the themes for Chips and A-Team and all that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Sure.
I think I'm pretty good at what I do. Numb the pain of having your heart removed. Sure, Dave. Sure. What? Well, that's what he said, Ed. He said it was to numb the pain. Anyways, they all run away and everybody's gone, Dave.
Everyone except the mummy.
The mummy comes to life, yeah.
The mummy comes to life, moves his like gold square thing that looked really cool. And he gets up.
He says, "Now I can breathe." Oh.
And he grabs the sword. Must have been left over from that one motorcycle guy.
He starts singing that. I would have him start singing that as he's coming down with the sword, like just for the soundtrack. It would really bring Mustang Sally, and he's coming after Kolchak. That's dramatic, right?
Yeah, it is.
Cue music, because Kolchak's down there. He can't. He's gimping. He can't even get up off the ground. He's got a bad
Well,
ankle.
no, what happens? Hold on.
Okay.
The mummy swings and hits the sword like on some seats.
Chair. Yeah.
Hopefully those aren't my season seats. I'll be all, what happened to this?
You're lower down. I remember. Yeah,
definitely. And so then Kolchak falls, and that's a dramatic fall, and we think, oh my God, he's going to break his neck. No, he falls down like 50 steps and he just like sprains his ankle, but he can't get up. And then the mummy's coming up after him, gets another swing. Kolchak looks at his watch. It's 12:09, right? And then the mummy dies. And he looks back at his watch and says, must be slow.
Yeah, the mummy just falls flat down. Yeah, it was a thanks, WWM. Appreciate you just stopping by. Make sure you give that thumbs up, bud. And yeah, where are we at? Thumbs up real quick. We were at 85. We are at 86. There's WWM. Yes. Woo!
Thank you, WWM.
Yeah. So then we cut scene, and Kolchak's talking about the mummy. The mummy's laid out right in front of him, and he's like, I told them to destroy it and burn it and get rid of it, but they say it's good for the for the antiquity and the museum.
Good for the museum, yeah.
But in 52 years, he says, I will not be around. I think he's cutting himself short. He could have lived to be 90.
He could have, but he doesn't. He knows he's a smoker.
Yeah, maybe that's listen. But so he says, I'm not going to be around, but in 52 years, that last victim, will he still rise in 52 years? Because the fifth victim, the willing victim, wasn't a sacrifice. So yeah, it's a good point.
And will he still be a box boy?
He moves. Oh yes, and they say, and not only did he become a box boy, but he worked his way up through that company to become the president of U-Haul. Anyways, thank you, WWM. You love us. Appreciate it. Love you back, man. Happy autumn. Yes. See you next week. Oh, so yeah, that's the end, right, Dave?
That's the end.
Oh, if we were professional, we'd do an outro.
We should, but normally we do an out of show chat for a little bit.
Oh yeah, no. What's on your mind, Dave? Let me know.
Eric,
is this your last show?
Eric Estrada.
Well, what about him?
You said what's on my mind?
Eric Estrada.
Eric Estrada, and his IMDb photo, which has him all the way over on one side. Wait, can't they center those photos?
So you can't. Yes, Harry Scott. Don't forget to leave a comment, please, after the stream. I'll get 3. I'll get Harry, Connie, and Ed. And who else will I get? Maybe I'll get 4.
Lizzie usually responds, and Bubba will say,
Bubba,
guys,
yeah.
I had to work today.
Bubba's been commenting a lot lately. Thank you, guys. Well, it's important. It's important. The more comments, the better.
Yeah. Especially for Kolchak. The sad thing is there's only 3 more episodes.
And I mean it. You better. Or you will be shot with my death ray. Yes, I know. I'm 5 years old, Dave. What about it?
Maybe 6.5.
Okay, well, a little bit older than that. That's good. So yeah, so next week what did you say we're doing next week?
The Prisoner.
The Prisoner. Yes. One of the best weeks
3.
in a long time coming up.
Oh boy.
Dave and The Prisoner. I'm so shocked that you're just not getting into that, but no. Well.
There's something about it I just don't care for. And I was out to with some friends of mine the other day, and they're a little bit older than me.
Uh-huh.
And I had asked them if they had ever watched The Prisoner, and this one person had. And she goes, it was really cutting edge. Nothing like that was on TV, that kind of cutting edge sci-fi and Stuff like that was kind of cool for them.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think the same thing. I think episode 5, once we get to episode 5, you're going to find yourself going,
We kind of get to episode 5.
I think you're going to find yourself going, oh my God, and dreaming like, oh my God. And you're going to really fall in love with the show. You're going to like want to watch it. You're going to like return to like the prior episodes, like, a lot of times. Anyway,
it would be more possible that there would be a Columbo reboot.
Oh, that means it's never
Than
going to
me liking the
Okay.
prison. But
Yeah.
we'll see. Well, it's open. I'm open. We'll see what this episode brings.
Okay, yeah. There might be a big breakthrough, with some of the female agents that you might really start going, oh, you know what? This is taking a turn for the better.
Hey, it's have to be a big turn. I'll tell you that.
John Swan is here. Hit that thumbs up. I think he was here at the beginning. The Prisoner was way out. Loved it when it first aired and still do. Yeah, I tried talking to Dave about maybe Doctor Who, but I don't think he's a fan of Doctor Who either. So he don't like the sci-fi stuff. Dave don't. He's a Columbo and Ellery Queen guy. He's a mystery guy.
I am. Yeah. Mystery and horror.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Pardon me. Oh, the ginger ale didn't work.
Well, you spilled most of it.
No, it's just a drop. Man, listen, Darren, thank you so much for that. That was the funniest thing in a long time. And I knocked over my ginger ale and I couldn't catch my breath. That was funny. There's a lot of ambulance persons that live around me too. So, lots of respect there. Okay, yeah, I think we're trying to prolong this a little bit more than this. Stay tuned overnight tonight, you guys. The best of the best detective stream. Yeah, you never know what you're going to get. What is that called? A potpourri? No, that's not what that's called. At this point, I lost it, Dave. I just don't know.
Right. That's okay.
Yeah.
Well, we made it through the episode.
We did, didn't we?
We did.
The British Ripper Street is really scary. What?
Well, we need we're going to need a new show pretty soon.
Ripper Street is a really good show, but that's a newer show. I like that, Lizzie. That is a good one. Anyways, we'll figure